Hey.
Hey,
What's up, fellas? So,
welcome to
Hi,
Why can't I hear anything?
oh,
welcome to Jesse's
Jesse, can you hear him?
subtle racist
yeah,
podcast.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
Fuck, where'd my audio go? All right, hang on.
Put the light.
Hey, Dom, don't say anything if you're gay. Oh, 5, 4,
Oh shit!
3,
Damn.
2, 1. Got him. We got him on camera right now.
There's a little technical difficulties here.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. What's up?
Can you hear both of us?
So
Yeah,
you just came out.
you
Okay.
motherfucker.
Yeah, Dom, that's gonna look real bad
I
on the
I'm
recording.
finally coming out and admitting that fantasy football's gay, and I'm quitting.
Dude, you're
That's what I'm here for.
yeah.
I've gathered you all together to tell you that I'm quitting. Good luck finding someone to take my shitter team.
Dom, I'm not gonna lie. If you quit, I'm like physically going to fight you again. Like for real this time. If you quit again, this is
I'm not quitting.
No, this bum's gonna quit and then he's gonna fucking come back in 2 years again.
No, imagine if this time I came in and I took a good team and drove it to complete shit and then just bailed.
imagine. Nick was here this week, and Nick was like, "Man, don't you think we should have given Dom a grace period?" And I was like, "Dom literally took a team that won the championship the year before.
To be
He
fair,
turned it into the worst team."
yeah, so I obviously fucked that in a lot of ways, but also to be fair, I was told I couldn't win, so I was like, okay, I may as well tear this team
You were
down.
told you couldn't win that year. You couldn't
Yeah,
win it. You could still win the chip.
no, yeah, it was a weird situation. I definitely fucked it. There's no question about
To
that.
be fair, bro, you did. Damn, in 2 years you went fucking first to last. That's impressive. All right, so I feel like this podcast should have like a jingle at the beginning. Like somebody. I think Tyler should make a jingle. You know how most podcasts have like a little do 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 at the very
We
beginning.
should we should sing something together.
No, I know, honestly. For another time. For another time. But Truthers Pod, number 5, 6, 7, something like that, with your host, Mr. Marlowe, Mr. Cusinelli, and Mr. Sabara the Elder. How are we
Yeah,
doing, boys?
okay, I'll take it. Just said big commish. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, what's up, Mr. Goodell? What a week, boys! What a week in the fucking league, honestly.
No, it was not a week. It was not a week. Actually, not a good week at all.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Let's just hop right into it. Start with matchup between yours truly and Mr. Goodell. It was a 1.26 point margin. That's a tough one for you.
I have 4 losses. I'm pretty sure 3 of my losses this year have come on primetime Chargers games. The team I support and Justin Herbert and or Keenan Allen kind of sucking in those games and causing me to lose. Like the fact that like it hurts to lose, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they had 3 turnovers between the 2 of them and that's why I lost the fucking game is making me lose my mind.
And the Chargers lost.
That was expected. That was just
No, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Watching that game, I was nervous. I was hella nervous, especially after the Gerald Everett touchdown. I was like, yo. But
no.
came through with the win.
And then when they got the ball back and the freaking receiver, the white guy, doesn't know how to run a hitch route, keeps running a 9, and Justin Herbert just throws it out of bounds twice in a row.
Dude, the Chargers, I don't know. I feel like you guys are on the cusp of getting even worse. Like Eckler's old, Keenan's old. Like Quentin Johnston just sucks. Like, let's be honest here. Quentin Johnston sucks. He's not good.
Future for the team.
Oh, yeah.
I'd still pick him over Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison. I'd still do it again.
No way. You're being dead ass. You take him over Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison?
No, I wanted to take Jordan Addison, and then I got fucking convinced to take Quentin Johnston. I wanted to take Zay or Jordan Addison from the fucking beginning.
Dude, the home team influence is definitely very real. I'm not gonna lie, but
I think Jordan Addison very easy to write off because of his size, and hasn't mattered so far. So
So I guess question before we get into it with the matchups of all the rookie receivers. So the ones that have really like done something this year. There's Puka, there's Addison, there's JSN, there's Flowers, there's Tank Dell, I feel like
Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, come on, 109 yards.
I will say Hyatt looked good. It's just the thing, dude. He's on the Giants. Like, who is gonna be?
He's wearing that Odell number, dude. He's bringing it back. I'm telling you, Hyatt about to go on a run.
So, out of all those rookie receivers, how would you rank them?
I think Dell's got to be first, right?
Oh, Tank.
Wow. I mean, Dell looks really good.
Yeah. I mean, Puka's really good too, but like at least recency bias wise. I mean, Tank Dell's been pretty dominant, and Puka's still behind Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I think the thing that Dell has going for him is he's not only has he looked good, but he's tied like to Stroud for however many years. You know, like Addison. I think Addison's gonna be really good, but his QB situation's up in the air. I kind of feel the same way with Puka. Like, Puka's good, but Stafford's getting old. JSN, I don't know about JSN. Flowers, I like Flowers. I think Flowers will be good.
Flowers is very good.
But
this might be a hot take, but I have no faith in Puka.
Really? Dude, I don't know. I kind of thought that way at the beginning as well, but when you just watch him play, like he makes some pretty crazy catches. Like his game, go watch some of his catches against the Steelers when him and Kupp were on the field. He was fucking going off. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll watch on tape. As a Cooper Kupp owner in the only league I'm in where my team's actually good, that man's washed. I don't know if washed is. He's clearly not 100%, and he's fucking me. Also, I have JT in that league. So it's looking down right now. I am still in first place, but it's not looking great.
Yeah, in my work league, I started out 0-6. I'm now 5-7. I'm 5-7, I think. So, but I have JT, and JT got hurt. I traded Kelsey and McLaurin for Laporta and Olave, and then went on this crazy run.
Mm-hmm.
But
I traded Ayuk for JT before JT came back, and JT's been solid when he's played. But low-key might have just been better off with Ayuk. Also traded Josh Jacobs for Cooper Kupp. So I've kind of not great trades. Traded Swift for London and Pickens before the season started. Also not great.
Is this redraft or dynasty?
Yeah, it's redraft.
Okay.
I'm in first, but
Yeah. No, I mean, those aren't like killer trades. You know, those aren't like lose you the league trades, but
yeah,
we'll see. So,
but I've managed to lose all of them.
So, would you guys agree that it's in terms of the rookies? This guy's taking a shit right now. We're about to hear some fucking devilish sounds.
Wi-Fi taking a shit. My Wi-Fi's taking a dump, so I turn off the
I thought you said you were taking a shit. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
6 minutes into the podcast.
Just going nuts. No, actually, I want to change my take real quick. I think I probably underrated Zay Flowers a little bit too much there. Zay Flowers, I might be the clear cut here. He's got the best quarterback long term. He is ridiculously good. It's solid.
Flowers is nice. I think it's probably Puka and Tank in the top tier, and then Flowers and like JSN and Addison like right below. Honestly, I'm tempted to put JSN below Flowers and Addison. Like I don't know, man. He's been pretty meh this year. I feel like we'll see.
I could see.
So you're talking about QJ though. He's like one step above all these guys, right? Like he's the highest tier.
QJ's one step closer to being out of the league.
It's Justin Jefferson and then QJ. That's the league-wide receiver landscape.
Yeah.
All right, so good little discussion there. Get back on track to the matchup. Take this fucking L, Nathan. Kyron Williams, RB1 on the week.
Shut the fuck up.
Overall, number 2 in points per game for running backs, behind only Christian McCaffrey. Tank Dell, another solid performance. Your RBs actually have been kind of playing much better recently, Nathan. It's just, yeah, it was a bad week for Keenan and CD to have mid games. That's a tough one for you.
Yeah. I mean, I still put up 129 points. Like, I'm not complaining about the amount of points I really put up. Let's be like, that's a good week. So it's fine.
Yeah, it's tough when you go up against a juggernaut like that.
I think so. It does. I think this does eliminate me. We're talking about playoffs. This does eliminate me from getting the bye. It would require either Ryan to lose twice, Tyler to lose twice, or like for me to have a couple like absurd weeks and have one of them lose once. And I just don't see that happening. So I think I'm definitely going to be playing in the first round of the playoffs, probably against you, Jesse.
You don't say. Well, we'll get to playoff preview later. I've got some good opinions on that. Quick rundown of the other games. Terrence caught a dub. That was good for him. Crawled out of last place against Willie. Who played well for Terrence? Henry with 20. Flowers with 20. Eckler had another bad game. So is right now. Would you rather have Eckler or Henry? And follow up to that. Where do you see Eckler and Henry finishing next year?
Eckler's going to probably be on a new team next year, if we're being honest. I'm probably going to take Eckler over Henry for like long term. For the end of this season, I'm going to just take Henry because, I mean, they're just going to keep feeding him. And, well, I don't know. Maybe not, I guess. How many wins do they have? They're definitely out of playoff contention, right?
Titans are out. I don't know.
I-
What's the Chargers record?
They're 4-8 or something. They're the same record. No, I'd probably take Eckler for the rest of this year too. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I think Eckler's just the easy play here.
Yeah, I agree, mainly because the Chargers offense is just so much better than the Titans offense. And, Eckler can go ballistic at any time because he scores so many touchdowns, and they haven't been there in the last few weeks. But season-wide, he's not having a bad season when he's played, and, like, he's proven enough to where I'd ride with him.
I mean, on the season, Eckler's only scored over 20 twice. I don't know. I feel like both of these guys are guys that if they switch teams this offseason, they could just be nothing. Kind of like Dalvin Cook,
Yeah,
I feel like
but they're
they're
not
both right on the edge.
Eckler
They're
might
not
be saved by his pass catching, though.
Yeah, they're not inefficient in that way. Like Derrick Henry. I mean, if you gave him a lower role, if you gave him a team that could actually throw the ball and he wasn't running against like 8 to 9 man boxes every time, you're telling me he's not going to still get like 5 yards a carry, like right around there, 4.5 yards. And at the same time, Eckler actually, I could see if he does switch teams, have a much higher chance of fading away, even though the pass catching is nice, because he would have to be great. He would have to become a second back because it's clear he can't take it up the middle. And he, just that every down type of running back, he just hasn't been there this year. He was better last year, but I don't know. As a Chargers fan, I get really tired of watching us have to go to short yardage and never get a first down running the ball. Like, never.
I mean, Eckler's never been a 20 carry a game. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he's ever really been a 20 carry a game kind of guy. He doesn't need to be that at any point. I mean, I see what you're saying, but
no, but that's not what I'm not saying is about 20 carries. I'm talking about he has to become let's talk like James White, like something along those lines where you have a bruising style back. He's in a committee. They have completely different roles. He will probably play every third down kind of thing. But you're talking about like those in between the tackle, like those touchdowns that you're just looking at on the goal line and things like that. Like, it's a huge problem for the Chargers in short yardage. It's not only due to Eckler, their offensive line sucks. Josh Kelly can't get it either, so it's like not all on Eckler. But like he doesn't enhance that sort of game, and so he's best in a secondary or a receiving back type role.
yeah, I mean, I guess my argument, I pulled up the stats. He's never averaged more than 12.9 carries a game in his career. So, I mean, you've watched more Chargers games than I have for sure. That, like, he's always had at least one other guy mixing in with him. I mean, even going back to like when Melvin Gordon was still a legit dude there, he had really, really good seasons. So I'm just saying, like, in a 9 carry a game role where he's completely splitting early down work or even on the short end of early down work and then getting all the pass catching stuff, like he could still be a legit top 10, top 50 back.
I see what you're saying.
I mean,
Yes, any thoughts on that?
I mean, I kind of agree with what you're saying about if he gets into a James White role, he could be productive. I mean, again, I haven't watched a ton of Chargers, but the stuff that I've been hearing is that Eckler just doesn't look like he just doesn't look fast. He doesn't look like explosive. He just looks kind of old and slow, which isn't, it doesn't. It's not a good thing to me. And I also, with Henry, I'm more inclined to believe the Titans are gonna give Henry like a friendly type of deal so that he'll stay. It seems like the Titans like Henry more than the Chargers like Eckler,
That is
Yeah.
one thing. My whole Henry take literally hinges on him going somewhere else where they can actually throw the damn ball. So, I mean, if he stays on the Titans, I just don't see how he gets any better than he does this year. I mean, nothing's
Okay.
really going to change.
Yeah, I'd probably take
I mean,
Eckler this year.
Yes, he's been fine this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really else to be said about these two teams. Willie's team fucking sucks. Terry's
Well,
team fucking-
have you looked at like the overall like max points for and like this stuff? Isn't Willie's team like fifth or sixth? Like it's not.
How do you see max points for? Oh wait, view details. Hold on. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, I see it. Max points for Willie is actually second to last, behind
Oh,
in front of only
Yeah,
you, Dom.
Yeah, delete my team.
Max points for, by the way, I'm fucking third. So fuck all of you.
I mean, that's
God,
just saying,
asshole.
it might be on the manager.
Dude,
Some asshole's gonna inherit a really bad team next year.
You're a
Fuck
shitter,
this
bro.
guy.
Just take
And
that
inherit
sex doll on
such
a
a
date before you
Garbage
leave.
team, dude.
All right. Next matchup is. Damn, Ryan put up 173. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Ryan beat the shit out of Sabara the younger. Bijan got 25. Yeah, Ryan's whole team went off. Pacheco, Robinson, Tyreek, Evans, all over 20. Hawkinson had a touchdown. Yeah, Ryan's team went off. Josh Allen at 40. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I don't think this game necessarily changes any sort of like long-term season like output other than like, I mean, Nick had a solid game, like further separating himself from you, Dom. And Ryan keeps looking like he might actually be able to beat Tyler, even when both teams are playing well, which is crazy. Like, I feel like I could beat Tyler if Tyler has an off day and I have a decent day, but Ryan's team looks good enough to actually like go bar for bar or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could push through.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because his two receivers, Tyreek and Evans, that's about as good of a two receivers as you could possibly have. Like, and then he's got Allen, who's the number one QB. He's got Hawkinson, the number one tight end. Bijan and Pacheco, it looks like they're trending upwards. Yeah, I would agree with that take.
That the Mike Evans trade, I think Ryan made it before I came into the league, but that's on the it didn't sound good last year, but it's looking a lot better this year with Evans playing the way he's playing. I think he gave up Ramondre plus for Evans.
He gave me the trade was Mike Evans, Tyler's first round pick for my first round pick, Ramondre and George Pickens. And the concept there was I was trying to tank my team. I just traded Christian McCaffrey. So I was like, I'm gonna get my first round pick, get a young running back, get a young receiver back, and drop Tyler's pick, which was going to be 10th. And then, obviously me being good last year kind of changed how good that pick was. But Ramondre is still good, not great.
Yeah, I mean, Ramondre's a good player. It's just like that Pats offense this year is a fucking disaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it's also the running backs are so ass this year that if you can just have a guy that you can put in your lineup like week after week, it's actually very valuable.
Yeah, that's kind of the only reason I'm surviving on Tony Pollard and Ramondre. They're okay. They get like 10 points every week.
No, dude, I'm gonna have to be starting like fucking Damian Pierce this week with Gus Edwards on bye, and now Gus is looking like he's losing the job to Keaton Mitchell. So, yeah, shit, man, we'll see.
Dude, you held Keaton Mitchell, I feel like, for the entire time he was on the IR, and then for like 2 more weeks, and then dropped him before like his 100-yard game.
Dude, it's you know what's funny about that is I had Kyron Williams in the preseason. I dropped him
Oh.
before week 1. Same thing with Keaton Mitchell. Fucking, I don't know, man. I just have terrible timing with some of these
Dude.
drops.
Hearing Kyron Williams' name makes me sick to my stomach. I want to vomit.
Dude, he's so sick. I could fucking nut over Kyron Williams for this entire goddamn podcast. But I won't. I'll save you guys from that. I'm sure you guys are tired of it. Nothing else really to be said. Nick's team. Nick, how this guy is 5-7? Jesus Christ! Like, get the fuck out of here. Good
Mostert,
God.
dude. Mostert is cooking this entire year. He's willing Nick to this record.
No, it's just he had Mostert and Thielen who were going like
Yeah. Ew.
Mostert and Thielen being like
That's so
RB1 and wide receiver 1 for the first half of the year. Just something about that just totally grinds my gears. Like, that's such BS, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I've been talking to him about this with his team. Is he's kind of doing the opposite of what you want. This week didn't really change that, but the previous couple weeks, he wants to score points and lose. And he kept winning, but not scoring that many points, like winning in like low scoring matchups. I'm like, you really want to be, ideally, you want to be in 9th place with like, the 5th most points. So you can get that second pick, but not be in even sort of trouble for the punishment. And he kind of did the opposite of that, which is why, I mean, this week was nice for him against you, Dom, for that last place. But like, I mean, his pick is now shit, right? Like, it's more than likely going to be like the 4th pick, as opposed to, if you look at like scoring wise, he should be a bit lower.
We'll see. So he's got me next week, and then the week after that he plays Bowsy. So it's not out of the realm that he finishes like 7-7. Like, that could totally happen. And then at that point, his pick, he might even just be in the playoffs. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see with Nick.
I mean, so we talked about that. I talked about it with him earlier too. Essentially, his game with you is kind of a wash. If he wins it, he wins it. If he doesn't, it doesn't really matter. The real kick here is he has to beat Anthony. If he beats Anthony, he's in the playoffs. If he loses to Anthony, he's out. The only other way he makes the playoffs is if he beats you and Anthony loses this week. Then he makes playoffs automatically.
Yeah, man. Oof. Yeah, we'll get to Anthony's loss, but that was big for him in terms of playoff positioning. Jesus Christ.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
So, next matchup, Tyler Santi beat the brakes off of you.
Do we have to talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's
Talk about it.
just let out all your frustration right now. Tyler's team, it was pretty much just Jalen Hurts and Christian McCaffrey, and then a bunch of solid games from everybody else. Jonathan Taylor with 21. Jonathan Taylor's hurt now though, so
Yeah.
We'll see.
I probably said this on, I don't know if it's the second or third podcast I've been on. I think it's the third. And I've probably said it on every one, but I'm feeling it more this year than at any other point. Like, so I took over that team last year, and I was like, I'm going to tear this team apart because I can't win. I may as well tank and like fuck around, right? And I'd never done Dynasty, and I ran in like a week before the deadline and just started making moves. And for the most part, like, I look at my team now, I have some like locked in pieces. I have some picks. Like, my team fucking sucks, but I don't necessarily hate where it's at. The one thing that's driving me crazy is like, I'm chasing a new Josh Allen, man. I got fucking peanuts for Josh Allen. Tua's playing like shit. You know, he's having an okay season, but that killing Mike McDaniels. I got hyped up on Josh Dobbs, man. I thought he looked really good. I played him this week. Fucking complete garbage. I drafted Bryce Young. He's complete fucking garbage. And it's just frustrating because I had no reason to trade Josh Allen for what I traded him for. And now I'm chasing the next Josh Allen. And it's so annoying.
Did you
What
trade
else?
Eckler? Did you used to have Eckler?
Yeah, I traded him for 2 1s and
Did he cut out for you, Jesse?
Yeah, he's frozen for me. Oh,
am I back?
Oh,
there
Yeah.
he is.
What was the last
There
thing
he
you
is.
heard? What was the last thing you heard?
I traded him for 2 1s.
Oh yeah, I traded him for 2 1s and a 2. I think one of those already became Kincaid. So like I like the Eckler trade. I traded Tyreek Hill for Garrett Wilson and a 1, which for if you're not trying to win, I think that still looks like a good trade, even though Garrett Wilson's kind of had a rough season. But it's just the Josh Allen trade, dude, is if there's one thing that's really, really, really fucked this team, it's that Josh Allen trade. The Hopkins trade was awesome. Dude, fuck yeah. I got DJ Moore a 1 and a 2, I think, for Hop.
Oh, fuck you.
Thanks, buddy.
Dude, that's nice. That's DJ Moore a 1 and a 2 for Hopkins. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good deal, and it went actually the opposite for me because I drafted him to play in the playoffs, and when I got to the championship game, he sat out, and so did Saquon Barkley. So that was a fun trade for me. It's cursed. If he had played that game, I would have said it was worth it, but God damn it.
Well, and I think Kyler got hurt shortly after you made the trade, and I feel like Hopkins was pretty ass with who's backing up last year in Arizona.
Oh, don't McCoy. I think no. It was a bad. I got screwed in that. Kyler getting hurt. Yeah, but no, that was a good trade for you.
He was looking like a legit like top 5, top 8 receiver last year when he was playing with Kyler, and then it went to hell.
That was a good trade for you. I don't know. The only thing I'm thinking about here is I know you got Garrett Wilson in a 1, but like just the way Tyreek has played, I mean, you would probably be in the playoffs right now.
I'd be in the playoffs. No, I mean, I have him in a redraft league, and it's like, okay, I have Josh Allen, TJ Hawkinson, and Tyreek Hill in a 12-man redraft league. So that's like dudes. And then I have big name receivers and running backs who haven't really played that well, but like big picture, Tyreek Hill is just fucking willing me to all these wins like on his own because he's putting up 20 plus every week.
Dude, it's
So he's having one of those seasons where like he's the guy who wins you a league.
Yeah.
And those don't come around often. So trying to win. I mean, if I just kept Josh Allen and Tyreek and did everything else I did, I'd probably have a chance of winning the ship this year. I'd definitely be a playoff team. And instead, I'm actually just complete garbage. So I traded Kyron for like Roschon and 2 3s. And then I traded 2 2s trying to just get startable running backs to not come in last. And they've both turned out completely useless. It's just like, I'm so fucking over this league, dude. I want to quit.
dude.
Can I just quit?
Dude, I feel you on trading all your 2s and 3s for any
Oh,
running back you could possibly fucking use. It's like, bro, I need
Like
somebody to
running
start.
back. I can't get a breathing fucking running back who scores points. It's ridiculous.
All I'm going to say is 2s might be more valuable than anything else in the league because they're so easy to move. You can get whoever you want with them, basically. Anyone that has upside. You're not really useful for like big players, but like just anyone who's like, oh, he's going off for a couple games. Let me try to get him. Like I have not had any 2s for the last 2 years, I think. I've traded them all. And it screws you in season. I can't make any deals. I needed running back help. I need all this kind of stuff. Everyone's like, well, I'll do a 2 for him. I'm like, I don't have a 2. I have a couple 1s and a bunch of 3rds. Like, what do you want? And everyone's like, I don't want either of those.
I feel like if you want to like restock on 2s, though, there are definitely guys on each person's team that you could like at certain points throughout the season, you can definitely like flip for 2s, you know, like fucking at least on my team, like I flipped Gabe Davis for a 2. I feel like right now I could probably flip Calvin Ridley for a 2. Like, you know, I feel like
Jesse, go look at my team and tell me who you think would flip for a 2. Like actually. Like,
Let me see. I think you could flip. I think you could maybe flip Najee for a 2. I think you might be able to flip. I
Yeah,
don't
but he
know.
can't do that pushing for playoffs.
yeah, that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have like excess players I can flip for 2s. Like, Najee is pretty essential for me because if one of my running backs gets hurt, I have to play Najee. I could flip Pickens maybe for a 2, but at that point, the 2's not really worth it for me because I still think Pickens is good. He just has a shit offense, which showed life. But like it's there's not like I don't have stuff to trade for a 2 unless someone wants to give me a 2 for QJ, which like maybe was an option 3 weeks ago, but it's not now.
Yeah, no, we'll see. I think you could probably get a 2 for Hyatt. We'll see. I mean, you're right. It's not like there are definitely certain points during the year, and it's definitely like different depending on what year it is. Like I feel like people just don't value their 2026 picks like at all. They think in their mind like, dude, that's 3 years from now. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna be alive in 3 years. And they'll just
Yeah, I could refresh this. I could refresh this whole roster in 3 years, and I could not use that pick at all. Like, there's ways to recover late, like 3 years down the road picks. It's not hard.
yeah, no, you definitely have a point. All right, Dom, you suck. You're the front runner for last.
Yeah.
Let's so last matchup, a heartbreaker for Bowsy. On Monday Night Football. Oh my God, lost by 1.5 points to Mr. Juan. That was honestly tough to watch.
I root so hard against Bowsy just because I'm salty that he has my pick.
Oh, dude, he has your pick, bro.
Yeah, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, but you have Terrence's pick. They're like in the same realm.
But Terrence, so like before this week, Terrence is in last. The problem is Terrence's team is not good, but it's probably a top 6-ish team, whereas my team is by far the worst. So like Terrence might make the playoffs. Like that might not even be a top. That might not even be a top 5 pick. Whereas mine is almost certainly going to be the first overall pick. It would take a fucking miracle for mine not to be the first overall pick.
Not necessarily. I mean, you just need to win this week, and someone needs to lose ahead of you.
I have to beat Ryan.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it would take a goddamn miracle, dude. Also, by the way, so if I come in last, like hypothetically, if we had a shit bowl game,
Yeah.
is it the team that's last in the standings that has the first pick, or the team that loses that game?
I think it was last in standings, right?
That
I
makes
can't
sense.
adjust
I
pick.
don't think we've had a proper. Or no, we had a proper toilet bowl last year, but I think
What?
I was.
But you lost. You were
I
last
was
in standings.
last in standings, and I lost the toilet bowl. So I got my pick was the number 1 overall pick, but I don't think we've actually had a situation where the person who's last in standings has won the toilet bowl yet. So I don't think that's actually been decided, to be honest.
Oh, I feel like it has to be last in standings gets the first pick because you can make the playoffs and lose the toilet bowl.
Yeah. No, I think I did write that into our like little rule book that I wrote. I'm pretty sure because of that exact reason. Because you can't make the playoffs and then get the first overall pick. Like that's I understand like the points for thing. I guess there's an argument to be like, well, it doesn't mean their team's not the worst, but like I don't know. I did think about introducing, and I might still introduce it this year, an option to be like, hey, look, if the toilet bowl contender is in the championship game, he's not in the toilet bowl. Like I'm just sorry, we can't have someone that's in a championship game be in the toilet bowl at the same time.
Yeah, I would. I mean, fuck. I mean,
It'd be so funny though.
I do agree with that, but at the same time, it's like I feel like if you do get the punishment, it's a little bit of a consolation that at least you get the number 1 overall pick. You know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
no, you're probably right.
I still think winning the ship simultaneously with losing the league in the toilet bowl would be hilarious. Like going out and wearing like a I suck at fantasy football shirt and like doing a punishment after you just won a league would just be awesome.
That would be I need that to happen.
God.
Also, a little fun fact for Bowsy's team. Over the next 2 years, this guy has 16 picks.
The next 2, you said?
Yeah, 2024 and 2025, Bowsy has 16 picks between the first, second, and third round in each draft.
I just don't like what. Who is he going to use all these picks for? Who is he cutting from his team? Like he's going to have to trade them.
Oh no, I definitely think he's gonna do the trade where it's like, 4 second-round picks and he tries to like get a stud. I think that would be the smart thing to do. Honestly.
Anthony, hit me up for Keenan Allen.
Yeah, dude, that's tough. So, what do you think? I mean, Keenan, he's 31. How many more years do you think he's got left?
He hasn't showed signs of slowing down yet, like at all. This is like one of his best years. I don't know. And he's not like he's not like a burner. He's more like Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald was good till what? He was like 36. That kind of thing.
Oh yeah, Fitz was good for a while.
And he's similar. I mean, it's all route running. It's also the offense, the way it's schemed, and it also has to do with the fact that his quarterback just fucking feeds him the ball. Like Herbert's not going to stop throwing it to Keenan Allen anytime soon.
I don't think Keenan's going to have another single good game for the rest of his career. I think he's officially cooked.
This guy's a meme.
Dude, I will say, though, 14 catches for 106 yards is pretty troll. I'm not going to lie. I wonder what the lowest yardage total for that many catches is. That's got to be up there.
It's got to be up there. He's had a lot of these, right? He had 10 for 111, 20 for 215. That was pretty crazy. 11 for 85 against Dallas. 10 for 69 this year.
Didn't Kamara have a 30 for 36 game this year?
No, he had 13 catches for 33 yards. Yeah, no, that takes the cake. I take it back.
That's incredible.
But for a receiver, I think is also different.
But still, 13 for 33 or whatever it is actually fucking crazy.
What's crazy though is 33 yards and you're getting 9 fantasy points off just receiving because of those. Half PPR is legit. Those receptions are fucking worth it, even if they're going nowhere.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why full PPR can be gross sometimes.
Full
PPR, that game from Kamara off of just the catches was 16 points right there. And
it's ridiculous. Off of 30 yards, dude, you're like, no way. That doesn't make any sense. He was just a bailout guy the whole game.
Yeah. So getting back to this matchup, that Fields shit. Oh my god. So Fields, the Bears are replacing Fields in this draft, right? They're gonna have 2 top 5 picks. I feel like they have to,
Yeah, agreed.
I'm kind of curious about this. He could also. There's still 5 games left. He could also rip off 5 good games and pull it out. The thing is, the offense isn't really putting him in a position to do that. Last game he was averaging didn't they show a stat at one point? It was half a yard per attempt of downfield throwing.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but because again, I haven't watched that many Bears games this year. But from what I've seen and what I've heard, it seems like they're trying to make Justin Fields a pocket passer, and I understand that in terms of eventually he needs to be able to get through multiple reads if he's going to be a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl. But realistically, an offense that's going to thrive under Fields is always going to have an element of lots of designed runs, lots of option plays, all that stuff. And I just don't understand why they don't make it a focal point to do that.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I would agree with that. I like to shit on Fields a lot because he's not a good thrower, but you're totally right. The fact that they don't run him more, bruh, that's so obviously his best attribute.
Yeah. Why'd you draft him? If you weren't planning to have him run for 1,000 yards a year, then why did you even draft him?
Dude, if you watched him in college, he was never that type of guy. He was throwing. That's all he did. At Ohio State, this dude was slinging it. That's why I was I know he had the speed and whatnot, but I always thought he would be a decent pocket passer. Kind of shocked that he's been this bad. Are they going to move on from him? I don't know. What can you flip him for? And who are you drafting with that pick? Are you certain that whoever you're drafting is going to be there? I'm pretty sure you are, but if you could flip Fields, let's say you flip Fields for a 4th or a 5th from a team, I think definitely. I guess you're probably definitely doing it no matter what. They did it. Yeah.
I mean, so what I heard a while back is what if the Bears? So you know how this past draft they traded the number 1 overall pick for like DJ Moore, a first round pick, a second first round pick, like a second round pick, something like that. What if they just do the same thing with the Panthers pick and they just like punt it again to next year? They give Justin Fields another year to like do something, and then they just kind of delay the decision. I honestly feel like that wouldn't. And then they're still going to have a high pick, whether they keep their pick or the Panthers pick, so they can kind of like build the team up around him, get another good piece, and just kind of give him another year. I feel like that is probably what I would do.
I don't think so. I think there's a couple things here that I would disagree with that. This is the best quarterback class we've had in a while. The fact that Caleb Williams is now looking at like second in this draft, and you still have all these other like older quarterbacks that are still really good too. I mean, I don't really think there's another opportunity for you to get a quarterback like you have this year. I guess last year turned out to look like that, but it didn't look like that at the time. The play calling. I mean, coach has a big decision on this too. It's not just the GM making like some long-term moves. We all watch that game. They're not running the ball with him. They throw screens only. They don't allow him to do much with the offense itself. And when they do, he turns it over or he throws a shit pass. I think coach is going to be like, dude, give me another guy in here. Like, I don't give a fuck. Maybe trade one of the picks for a lot more picks like you're saying. But I think there's no world where they keep Fields. Unless he shows out for the next 5 games. He has to, like, ball.
So
Yeah, I think
if they don't keep him, do you think he'll be starting somewhere else, or do you think he'll just be a backup?
He'll be a backup. Jets fifth rounder.
It's crazy because I agree. I feel like he'll end up being a backup, but there's got to be some teams out there that would. It's hard to imagine there's not a team out there that would take a shot on him.
Dude, Jets fifth rounder. Have him under Rodgers, but they said they were going to do with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's proven he's going to be shit no matter what.
Yeah.
Jets throw a late round pick at him. They throw him on the bench for 2 years, watch him develop under Rodgers. Although, I mean, I personally don't have much faith, but like, hey, you never know. If you go through the list of teams, like Howell's better than him, Love's better than him. Maybe the Falcons go for it, but I don't understand how he's much better than Ritter or Heineke.
I think he's
like
better than those guys. Those guys are a special type of ass, bro.
Heineke's not like that bad, and Ritter is a special type of ass. But what I'm saying is the draft capital you'd have to trade to put Fields on that team compared to Ritter, I'd much rather have a 5th round corner or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, and run with Ritter.
You'd much rather have a 5th round corner, bro. That's damn. Justin Fields is down that bad, huh?
Well, like, okay, I'm saying the gap between having no player and Justin Fields with Ritter as a bench player, as opposed to just having Ritter and another decent player, let's say, like that's the gap that I'm saying is between Ritter and Fields is not that large. Shit, I guess the Saints, the Raiders, maybe. Did the Raiders have a high pick? Did the Raiders have their pick?
I think the Raiders do have their pick. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting.
His
I think
career
the coach is gone.
surely go to die on the Raiders, man.
So Trent, we've talked a lot about Bowsey's shit team, but let's talk about Nick Wan's team, because this guy, I mean, he's 8-4, but I don't know. I mean, he got a win this week with a pretty low point total. I feel like he's gotten quite a few wins with pretty low point totals. I feel like he's a guy that is primed for an upset in the first round. Thoughts?
I mean, you're only 6 points different from him, despite the fact that he is, 4 more games up on you? 3 games up on you? He had a solid, like, he's kind of like my brother. Him and both Knicks, they started off hot. Like, they had some league winner type players early on, and they've really started to fade down the stretch. He's got good receivers, dude. Like, well, not good receivers, actually. He's got like a good team overall. I don't think that team is bad.
One random observation. I have Breece Hall in redraft. I know he has Breece Hall. I've been very disappointed with the way he's looked in recent weeks because I thought a large part of that is the fact that offense sucks and that offensive line sucks. But I thought he looked really good and explosive earlier in the year when he was supposed to still be kind of recovering from the ACL. And lately, it just seems like he hasn't been breaking many tackles. He hasn't been playing all that physical. He hasn't really broken anything off. I don't know. I've been a little disappointed watching him. I thought even in a garbage offense, he could make things happen more than he has. And yet, I mean, he's been good enough for fantasy. I mean, he's been in that tier of guys where, like, he's probably going to start for you because there's not many guys better. But he's been a disappointment for me.
I could see this year kind of being he's coming back from an ACL.
Yeah.
So I could see this year kind of being, the ACL, he's healed, but he doesn't really have the conditioning on that ACL to last a full NFL season. I could see him kind of fading towards the end of this year, but then just picking up right where he left off next year. So, yeah.
You can see that.
Hey, Nick Juan, if you hear this, ignore that take. It's actually horribly wrong and accept my third round pick this offseason for Brees Hall. I don't know. I mean, his team is solid. Achan or whatever the fuck you say has not been good. I mean, he's been out. Yeah, he's been out. Rashee Rice might be good.
Sam Laporta.
I just think this was a year early for his team, if I'm being honest. I thought this team is solid, but I think it's young and it will be good in the future. I think it started out hot, so it was like, oh, he's there right now, but I don't think he is.
I mean, he's got kind of like a weird mishmash of like, I guess his running backs are young. Amon-Ra is young. Rashee Rice, Achan. Yeah, okay, I guess his team's pretty young. We'll see. We'll really see with Achan because I don't know, man. I have this feeling like when I watch the Achan highlights, it feels like this guy on his touchdown runs is just the holes that the line is creating. Like, I could get 20 yards, like even this fucking fucker right here. So
But
I don't know.
He also looked like he was just moving at a different speed than everyone else on the field. Like, kind of like, this is a big statement, but kind of like Tyreek Hill looks out there sometimes where, like, even the other fast dudes on the field look slow in comparison to him. Like, he definitely has that, like, legitimate game-breaking speed. And, that can only take you so far. Like, you also have to still be a good running back, but to me, I hear what you're saying, but he showed a lot. Like, I mean, like, just because there's a big hole doesn't mean that you can break the second level as consistently as he did. And also he's gonna be probably a low volume, high efficiency guy. It's gonna be a lot of outside runs. It's gonna be a lot of runs that aren't necessarily on running downs, and it's not going to be just him banging up the middle, obviously. So, I mean, I could see him continuing to be really good for fantasy because, like, every couple of weeks he does break that 50-yard runoff.
Bro, he screams 2032. Devin Achan was a problem his rookie year highlights, and it's solely because of durability. Like, yeah. Honestly, that to me is what I think. I think he's good. I agree with Jesse to some extent. Like, those holes are huge, but he's doing like 10 or 11 yards per carry, whatever, in some of those games. Like, even if the hole wasn't that big, I feel confident he's getting 4 to 5, maybe 6 yards on some of those carries that he was getting 20 on. You know what I'm saying? So, but that durability, I mean, he's been hurt, 3 times already now? Like, in his career?
Yeah, this is his 3rd time. Because he's
and
preseason injury, too.
And isn't he small? Like, he's not
so small.
He says he's listed 5'9", 188 on Sleeper.
He bulked up a lot since he got drafted. He bulked up a lot at least from his playing weight in college.
Do you guys know where Sleeper gets these measurements? Like, are these combine measurements? Like,
I think they're the NFL ones, right?
I have no fucking idea.
On NFL.com, he's 5'8.5", 188 pounds.
Yeah.
That's probably just the NFL. Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I also am biased because I traded him for Nick Juan's first and a second or something like that because I was like, oh, he's going to be a fucking steal. And then he comes out and looks like a monster. And I'm like, dude, why do I keep doing this to myself?
I mean, so right now, would you take that trade back?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Nick Juan is looking at, well, he's injured. And with that pick, I picked Mingo, I think.
Yeah,
Or I
mean,
flipped that
Eagles
pick to get a
sucks, so that's tough.
I still have faith in this guy. That offense is shit. Frank Reich's gone. I don't know. But I mean, you saw that stat Anthony sent a couple weeks ago. It was like percentage of targets as like uncatchable, and he was like the third on there. I mean, whatever. But the real question is this first round pick. And if I can draft someone good with this first round pick, I think that changes it all.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I haven't been that plugged in to the college guys, but from what I've seen, it seems like there are a lot of like really high level guys. Like you got Bowers, Martin Harrison, Coleman from Florida State. You have the two quarterbacks, May and Williams, and then that doesn't even take into account any of the running backs too. So I think
I think there's legitimately like 7 or 8 players in this draft that probably would have gone ahead of JSN at the third overall pick here, and like maybe 5 that would have gone ahead of Gibbs in this last draft. So, like,
It's
that's what
interesting.
I'm
Sorry, but the last draft class was getting hyped up, and it was only as we got closer and closer to draft time that people were like, "Oh, this is actually not a good draft class." So I'll be curious to see what happens when draft day is actually rolling around.
I don't know. I think that kind of depends on where you were looking. I feel like in general, like the college stuff I would listen to, and then like some of the other stuff throughout the year, they were pretty consistent on the fact that they were like, hey, this is a decent class, not great, not shit.
Okay.
Next year's the big class. I think that's kind of been the consensus on it.
because I know this year was supposed to be like really good RB talent, which that has kind of lived up to it. Like Bijan's a stud, Gibbs looks like a stud, Achan, in the games that he's played, he looks like a stud. JSN, I wish JSN would have gotten drafted to any other fucking team. You know, he got drafted to be their number 3 receiver. Like it's just so frustrating, you know. But
I think Lockett's probably not long there though. I mean, Lockett's got 2 more years left on his deal.
Yeah,
31.
When I picked him, I knew it'd be like a long-term play, but it's just frustrating having to like wait, you know.
The long-term plays are easier in theory because Heike, their player values drop pretty quickly if you're not producing. I mean, like you can only go so long without putting up numbers and still be like a top-tier dynasty asset.
Well, so like right now, if you have, let's just say Dom, let's just say you, Dom. Let's see your picks. This year you have
Terrence and Tyler's first.
Terrence and Tyler's. Would you trade Tyler's first for JSN? This is not an offer.
Probably.
You would?
I think I would definitely do that for the record.
What do you say?
I just said for the record, I would definitely do that. I don't feel like
I don't think I would trade Terrence's pick though.
No, I wouldn't trade Terrence.
Yeah.
Which is a fall from his value before, for sure.
No, but there's also you have to talk about the adjustment in Terrence's pick. Like Terrence's pick is more than likely top 3. Would you know what I'm saying? Like
I feel like
top
going to sneak into the playoffs, man.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
It's me the last week of the season, so he has a free win in there, and he's right on the cusp right now. I think he's in 7th right now.
Yeah, but if you win that game, like you can drop Terrence to last place.
That's a huge game, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to win it.
And if you can drop Terrence to last place, then A, that makes there be a toilet bowl between you two, and B, that could give you the first pick.
No, that's a huge game. Dude, if I could just get like Aaron Jones back and giving me a good game, then giving up that second would be worth it. And I win that one.
I mean, dude, we'll see. Jonathan Taylor is out now, so you have Zach Moss. So
that's true.
He might start going off for you.
It's just tough. I have buys. I have tough buys this week, and I'm playing Ryan, so I'm almost certainly going to lose this week. Also, Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker. He might not play this week, but next week he'll be back, so I won't have Charbonnet.
What do you think of Charbonnet, by the way? Like you own him. Like what's your honest opinion of Charbonnet?
I think he's pretty good. I really liked his college tape. I think he has a well-rounded skill set. He can do a little bit of everything. I think it's just Kenneth Walker. I mean, Kenneth Walker's definitely shown this year that he's a much better runner, and that's tough because they're both locked into Seattle for a while. So I'm like, I'm like lukewarm. I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for one of these years for Kenneth to miss 4 games and Charbonnet to go crazy, and then all of a sudden there's a real conversation about who's the better back, especially when Charbonnet is like a little deeper in his NFL career. But right now, it doesn't feel great to own him right now. But I believe he's a good player. It's just there's no clear path to being a startable player.
Yeah,
Better
that landing
question
spot is tough.
is Rashad Penny better than both of them?
I think Rashad Penny's the best running back in the league.
Is he still even in the league, bro?
Barely.
He's inactive. He's been inactive every game except for week 1 for the Eagles. I traded a 2nd-round pick for this fucking guy. That was my last second I had.
That's your fucking Aztec fandom taking over your.
I'm not an Aztec fan though. That's the thing.
What do
Like,
you how are you not an Aztec fan? I thought everybody in San Diego was a fucking Aztec fan.
no, I grew up like USC fan. This fucking year has been shit for me. Do you know how pissed off I've been?
Yeah, bro. USC, fuck USC. Go Cardinal, bitch.
Right. Yeah, but like, no, I picked Rashad Penny because, like, statistically in the games he played, he was the most effective running back in history, and then he doesn't even get a fucking look on Philadelphia.
Yeah, week 1 was really wild seeing Gainwell out there.
Yeah,
Fucking 20 touches. I was so confused.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And then Swift actually turned out to be solid. Okay, you just brought up some interesting points though, Dom, about your team. We're talking about the end of the year. If Zach Moss is going to be good, right? Yeah, you might lose to Ryan, but you need to score points. Like, it's more important.
Dude, so buried though in points compared to other teams.
No, you're not. You're 113, and then Willie's 152, and my brother's 157. Like,
you know what I need? I need fucking Goddard to play this week.
yeah, but you get what I'm saying. In 2 weeks, a 40-point, like that 40-point swing can happen this week. It regularly does. Like, that's not crazy. So, I mean, there's this season actually coming down to be one of our better finishes I think we've ever had. Last year was pretty.
I definitely agree. Honestly, Willie is a kind of a dark horse. I don't know if you can consider the guy who's in second to last place right now a dark horse for last, but he's got Nathan. He's got you, Nathan, week 14, and he's got Tyler week 13. So he could easily lose those 2 weeks, and he's only 40 points up in points on you, Dom. So,
dude, low key, I'm not projected to. If Goddard plays, because right now Sleeper's projecting him to play, and reports are saying that he's trying to play. I'm only projected to lose to Ryan by like 10 or so points, because Kenneth Walker is questionable, and obviously Taylor's out. So my team's looking a little better this week than last week. I don't know. I guess maybe there's a chance I don't come in last.
I don't understand how
it's
Willie
so
is.
up in the air. 4 teams at 4-8 is pretty crazy. We got we have 3 minutes left on the call, boys. Just a heads up.
Okay, let's do predictions. We got 2 weeks out from playoffs. Let's go last place. Let's go 5th and 6th seed, and then who's the championship? I feel like that's the fun prediction. The 5th and 6th seed, I think, is the most fun.
Yep, I like it. You go first, Nathan.
Okay, I'm picking the chip for me, dude. I don't know. I'm feeling good this year. I like the team. I think I can win it this year. I really do. And then let's go 5th and 6th. 5th and 6th is such a shit show. It's so hard. So off the top of my head, Jesse, I think you got it. I think you're in. You have a significant point differential on everyone else, and you also have the win. So you could theoretically lose the next 2 weeks, but I think you kind of have that 5th seed locked up. It kind of comes down to my brother versus Anthony, unless Terrence makes a crazy push. But
Game out.
Terrence is a game out, and he's up on points between both of them, I guess. But he doesn't play either one of them, right? Or does he play Anthony next week?
I don't know.
Terrence plays Nick Wan, and then he plays
Dom.
I guess Terrence could make it. That's hard. I think I'm gonna have to go with Terrence. Probably will make it then. Actually, now that you bring that up, I think it's gonna be you and Terrence. Oh, my bad.
Oh, shit,
and then
we're under a minute.
oh fuck. Okay, and then I'll pick last place is Dom. All right, go Jesse.
Okay, last place, Willie. Fuck you, Willie. Championship, me. In the 5th and 6th, it's gonna be me, and I'll take Terrence. Honestly, I think Terrence will go there. Call's about to end. 15 seconds. Dom is away. I'll do Dom's predictions for him. Dom predicts me to win. Prediction: you have like 10 seconds. Go. Winner.
Terrence 6 seed, Jesse 5 seed. Ryan wins the ship. I come in last.
Coming last.
And I'm-
All right. Good shit, boys.
Peace, boys.